What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a $20,000 wholesale deal I did in Texas. It was a completely virtual deal, so I'm super excited to break this deal down for you guys today. That being said, make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can learn how to do virtual deals just like this. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so that's right, this was a completely virtual deal out in Texas. You know, we just went into the Texas market at the very end of last year, in about December of last year, and the Texas market has been treating us amazing. We've been doing just as many deals as we do in Arizona in Texas, so it has been an amazing market for us. And Texas was our first completely virtual market, right? We went out of Arizona. It was the first state we went to other than the one we live in, and it has treated us very well. We've been getting a lot of deals. And as you can see, we're getting pretty good sized deals in Texas. I did a $33,000 deal, a $20,000 deal, and here's another $20,000 deal. So Texas deals aren't that small. They're actually pretty big. So this deal was in Windcrest, Texas, and this is the first deal we've done in Windcrest, so it was super amazing. Now let's start off with how we got the lead. The lead came in from cold calling marketing. You guys know I love cold calling marketing. If you want the same cold callers that I use, go to thecallgenius.com. There's a link in the description. Also, if you want the same Zen call dialer that I use and get a discount on it, there's a link in the description for that as well. But the lead came in from cold calling. The lead was pretty hot. And when we got on the phone with the seller, we found out that he wanted to sell the house because he wanted to retire and move to an elderly community. So that way he could be around a lot of people his age and also have some of the assisted living benefits. And he wanted to close in 30 days, so we knew we were going to be able to get this deal done quickly. And this seller was very easygoing. He wanted us to make money, but he also wanted to get a good deal for himself as well. And the whole time, through the whole transaction process, he was telling us, you know, the market's going up. I'm so happy for you guys. I hope you are able to make some more money. So this was kind of like a lay down sale, but we did have to do some negotiation. He wanted around $245,000 when we first started talking to him, and we knew we needed to be around $230,000. So it took a little bit of work to bring him down from that $245,000. But what I explained was, even if you list on the market for $245,000, you're going to have to pay about 6% in commissions and about 1% in closing costs. And that's going to bring you down a bunch. It's going to bring you down way closer to the $230,000. And I was able to use that tactic of comparing what you would net if you listed it the traditional way on the market with your price, minus those closing costs and commissions, and what that nets to compared to my cash offer. And that's how I was able to negotiate and bring him down from $245,000 to agree to $230,000. So once he agreed to the $230,000 for the property, we got him to sign the contract. We got his autograph on the dotted line, and we knew we had the deal locked up. Let's go. So once we had the deal locked up, we needed to move on to now getting pictures of the property. So how was I going to get pictures of a property in a virtual market in a city that I've never done a deal in? Windcrest, never done a deal there. So how was I going to get pictures? What I did was I just went on Zillow and I looked for listings in the surrounding area, and I called the realtors and I asked the realtors, hey, could you go out to the property, get pictures for me, and give me a little sheet of some comparables about the property after you get the pictures for $100. So I paid a realtor $100 to walk through the property, get pictures of every room, the electrical box, the hot water heater, the roof, the AC unit, had that realtor take pictures of everything and send them to me for only $100. So now once I had the pictures of the property, I was ready to market the property and try to sell it to a cash buyer. So that's what I did. I email blasted the deal out. I posted the deal in a ton of Texas real estate Facebook groups. I texted it to a handful of buyers that I use a lot, a handful of the VIP buyers in Texas that I have. And then I also posted the deal on Craigslist. And in a matter of no time, I had more than 5 offers. I had more than 5 offers, but that doesn't mean all 5 offers were good. Most of the offers were bad. They were under $230,000. I had offers for $220,000, $215,000, and around $210,000. But then I had an offer for $235,000. There I know I would only make $5,000, but then I had an offer at $255,000. I was marketing the property at $255 and I had a full price offer come in. So once I had that full price offer come in, I knew this buyer was going to see the property. He said he wanted to see the property before he was willing to commit to it. So I set up a showing and I had the buyer walk through the property. After walking through the property, he came down from $255 to $250. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We're still going to make a $20,000 fee. And I got him to sign an assignment contract. Once I had the buyer sign the assignment contract, I then had him deposit $4,000 of non-refundable earnest money to title. Normally, I try to get $5,000 of non-refundable every single time, but the rule is between $3,000 to $5,000 of non-refundable earnest money the buyer must deposit. So I was okay getting only $4,000 of his earnest money deposited into escrow. But once I had that $4,000 into escrow, I knew I had this guy locked in. Why would he want to back out of the deal and lose his $4,000? So I knew we were all good. And here's where we run into a little bit of trouble through the transaction process. The seller had a good amount of stuff in the house. He was an older man and he couldn't really move the stuff that quickly. He didn't have much help from family. So it was taking him a little bit longer than expected to move out. So he kept delaying. He delayed for 7 days and then he wanted to delay for 14 more days. The first 7 days that he delayed was completely okay with me, completely okay with the end buyer. But then once he wanted to extend another 14 days, that's when the buyer got a little bit annoyed about it because the buyer was ready to get in there and start remodeling the property, and this was holding everything up. But I was able to talk to the buyer and convince him that it was okay for him to accept the 14-day extension, and we kept moving forward with the deal. Once we got to that end of the 14 days, he was ready to close. The seller was ready to close, but on one condition. He wanted one more day after the close to move his final stuff out of the property. So that became a major headache too, but ultimately the end buyer agreed to that and it was okay. And there we go. The buyer signed closing docs. The seller signed closing docs. The buyer wired his money and boom, the deal was closed. End buyer got a good deal on a fix and flip. Seller got a price that he was happy with, and my company made a $20,000 assignment fee. It's a win-win situation all around. And boom, there we go, another $20,000 deal. Most of these deals I'm bringing to your guys' attention, breaking down, doing case studies of, they're pretty easy deals. They were pretty smooth. There wasn't too many hiccups throughout the process. Let me know if you want me to make videos about deals that go sideways, that become a mess, and how I am able to push past those problems to get them to the finish line. Let me know if you want me to break down in front of you guys some of those more tricky deals. But ultimately, this was another great deal. Texas market is great, so if you're considering going virtual out of your state, I highly recommend getting into the Texas market. You know, the sellers aren't too sophisticated. A good amount of people want a reasonable price. And there's a lot of cash buyers in Texas, and the median home value is very similar to the Arizona market, so that's why I like it as well. So I do highly recommend you get into the Texas market. It's a great virtual market. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. Also, I'm going to throw up my number on the screen right now. Text me directly at this phone number, and I will respond to you and answer all your questions. And it also is a great way to stay updated with me, so definitely shoot me a text. But other than that, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.